This is a U.S.-China media brief produced by the UCLA Asian American Studies Center. The U.S.-China media brief features interviews with experts and other prominent individuals involved in studying and documenting the dynamic and ever-evolving relationship between the United States of America and the People's Republic of China. I'm Russell Leong, Director of the U.S.-China media brief of the UCLA Asian American Studies Center. Our purpose is to provide a more balanced view of U.S.-China relations for the U.S. media through our media brief and website. I'd like to introduce Professor Cheng. Professor Cheng is former Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress and an internationally known scholar in the economics, financial, and managerial fields, as well as in the chemical industry. Professor Cheng obtained his MBA from UCLA Anderson School, and he is known widely as the father of venture capital. Right, you had talked about it at your Anderson talk this morning. A lot of people in the U.S., however, continue to blame China and see the U.S. as getting weaker and weaker. But I think you talked about both the advantages and disadvantages of the
Yes.
U.S. and China in terms of human capital and human resources,
Yes.
sort of differential labor costs, and high and low-end technologies.
Yes,
Right?
and the innovation.
Innovation.
In the United States, that's much stronger than in China.
Yeah, you had mentioned creativity and
Yes,
innovation.
creativity.
Do you mean in the sciences or in
In the science and
business?
technology, yes.
Because you had obtained your MBA from the Anderson School here.
Yes.
Do you think the training was different than in China?
If you talk about the management training, it's not so big a difference, because actually we learned from the United States. 30 years ago, we don't have management school. But on the other hand, I think, generally speaking, our education system is not so good as the United States in terms of encouraging innovation or encouraging innovative thinking of the students. I think this is a weakness in our education system.
I see. So maybe both countries can help each other to
Yes.
to actually make the world
Yes.
better.
Yes.
My third question is, you have mentioned that new energy as a priority for China would sort of kill three birds with one stone.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about it?
Okay, I think new energy is a very important issue in the future for the cooperation between China and the United States, because it's have, as I said, kill three birds with one stone. That means it has threefold objectives. One is to reduce the petroleum demand pressure. Second is to reduce the CO2 emission. The third is we can develop the renewable energy, not from the biofuel, not from corns, but from the cellulose or semi-cellulose. So that means we can save more land to grow the food for the people. So it can solve the energy crisis, environmental crisis, and food crisis.
Yeah, you should tell our President Obama that, I'm sure.
I think
that.
he should know that. Actually, we are talking about developing the cooperation between our two countries.
Yeah, the recent G20 talks, right, in London.
Not only G20 talks, and actually Hillary's visit to China, energy cooperation is one of her topic on her list. And also the two think tanks, Brookings Institute and Asian Society, went to China and also discuss the possible cooperation in their research proposal.
Because you are an advisor to the Chinese government, how much of a priority is new energy for China in terms of its recent stimulus package?
I'm not an advisor of the Chinese government. I'm just a thinker, or you can say influenced figure in China. I'm not, don't have the official title of advisor to the government. But I think new energy is very important in China because at this time being, our energy structure, 70% of our energy consumption are based on coal. So the CO2 emission is very large. I think the United States and China are the two largest CO2 emission. So we have to change this.
The preceding copyrighted program is a property of the University of California, Los Angeles. All rights reserved. It may be used freely for educational and not-for-profit activities. For other uses or to make an inquiry, please contact the Asian American Studies Center at UCLA.